Hello YouTube, this is MichaelB the Game Genie, and this is a very special episode of Video Game Nostalgia.
Goodbye.
First off, I want to say thank you so much to the people who did video responses to the last episode of Video Game Nostalgia. They were JCell14, Mr. Dude 206, The Survival Review, and last but not least, Soft Otaku. So on today's episode, I want to talk all about your favorite video game related Christmas memories. Christmas is always such a magical time of year. It's that one time that gamers, such as myself, dare to dream about what we'll be able to pick up. I'll never forget, always waking up first thing Christmas morning, usually around 3:30 in the morning, brushing the sleep out of my eyes, and then racing out to the Christmas tree to see all the amazing presents that would be under there for me. Christmas was always so special because we used to get some of our biggest video game related gifts on Christmas, such as brand new systems. For me, Christmas was the day I first got my Super Nintendo and The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I remember a couple years later, it was also when I got my Nintendo 64 the first year it was released, with such great games as Super Mario 64 and Shadows of the Empire, and they were both great Christmas mornings. Christmas was also an amazing time to increase our library of games. We would almost find a few more games under the tree. Sometimes the games you asked for turned out to be amazing games that you loved and played throughout the entire year. And other times, not so much. But there were still games that you had asked for, and you played through anyways because someone gave them to you as a gift. Surprisingly enough, some of my favorite video game memories actually come before Christmas ever happened. One example would be finding games early, and everybody has done this. I'm not a bad person, everybody's done this. So my mom, for example, her favorite hiding place was at the linen closet at the end of our hallway. I would always sneak up, make sure no one was looking, and steal a peek at the latest, greatest Christmas gift I was going to get. Now, sometimes my mom was a little bit more sneaky, and she'd find more inventive hiding places. But the farthest I ever went was actually just looking at the presents I was going to get. I wasn't that bad that I would actually do something like open them up and play them. That doesn't mean my friends weren't. I had a really good friend by the name of Dave, and we were both that year getting the Sega CD for Christmas. The Sega CD had just undergone a massive price reduction and had gone down from, I think it was originally $500 here in Newfoundland, all the way down to $200 at Christmas, so both of us had jumped on it and we were going to get one. So I was waiting patiently, trying to figure out whether or not my mom was actually going to buy one, when I got a call from my friend Dave one day who said, why don't you skip off school today? And I said, okay, sure. So I skipped off, went over to his house, and sure enough, when I got there, he had his Sega CD hooked up, and he was playing Sewer Shark. So I asked him, I said, wow, you got yours early. And he said, oh no, this is a Christmas present. I found it. He had actually gone through, opened it up, and he was playing it. So this was about 2 weeks before Christmas. He did it a couple more times, and he never got caught. So anyways, that was one of my favorite Christmas memories, playing the Sega CD early. What I would have to say is my absolute favorite video game-related Christmas memory comes from a Christmas Eve tradition that I started a few years ago, and I try to follow still to this day. One of my favorite Christmas presents I ever got was The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo. So basically, every single year on Christmas Eve, while I'm waiting to figure out what amazing video games I'm going to get coming up Christmas morning, I'd always be extremely restless and I'd look for something to do. So to tide me over, I'd play Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, but I'd only play the first 3 dungeons. So basically, I would get my first 3 emeralds, and I would get the Master Sword. So every Christmas Eve, I would go through the quest in Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past and capture the Master Sword. And to this day, that's still probably my favorite memory leading up to Christmas involving video games. So anyways, guys, what I'd like to do now, I'd like to hear some of your favorite video game related Christmas memories. So if you want to leave a response in the comments below, that'd be great. Or you can even do a video response and I'll mention you in my next video game nostalgia video. So anyways, guys, by the time you're seeing this will probably be Christmas Eve. I want to say, everybody, have a safe and happy holidays. And if I can steal a line from one of my favorite movies of all time, and probably one of the best lines I've ever heard, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, during the holiday season, be excellent to one another. Anyways, this is MichaelB the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you next time. Good tidings we bring to you and your friends. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, everybody.